Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tia, founder of the blog Tropical Tide, and I create content that is geared toward motivating and encouraging you to use your God-given time wisely and increase your productivity. So if that sort of content interests you, then do consider subscribing and turning on post notifications. And I also do blog, and you will find the link to my blog down in the description below. In today's video, we are going to be speaking about a few reasons why it is important to nip procrastination in the bud. The truth is, we all want to be efficient with our time. At least most of us do aim to be as efficient as possible with our God-given time. The ugly truth is, as much as we want to do that, we actually don't. So I am always researching new methods, tips, tricks, techniques on how I can better, make the best of my God-given time. So today we are just going to be discussing a few reasons why it is important for you not to waste your God-given time and why it is important to not procrastinate in general. All right, so let's get into it. Now, the first reason I give to you today on why it is important to not procrastinate is you are less stressed. When you procrastinate, when you procrastinate and you keep putting off today's activities or today's task for another day, when that day comes, when tomorrow comes, God willing, and you are sitting now ready to tackle the day's task, and then you realize that you have tasks from the previous day that you have to do, you have double the workload with the same amount of time or limited time now, and you're going to be stressed. You are going to feel super overwhelmed and you're going to get discouraged. As soon as possible, when you get a new assignment or a new project, get to work on it, because you are going to be in such a better headspace. You're going to be in a better frame of mind to make rational decisions and just execute effectively on that project. Because the thing about procrastination is that when you keep putting off a task to another day, that task is going to be nudged in the back of your brain, keep reminding you, hey, you haven't done this yet. Hey, you haven't done this yet. Hey, you have X amount of time and you haven't started this yet. And you are going to feel out of control when you actually decide to start working on that project with the limited time that you have. You're just going to view that project, that task, as the controller of your life for that present time. And that is not a fun place to be in. That is not a fun way to execute any work that you have to get done. Now, the second reason why it is important for you not to procrastinate is that you will avoid feeling burnt out. When you finally decide to work on that project that you've been putting off, the same project with the same bulk of work that you had a week ago, now you only have a day or two, but you still have the same bulk of work to do. You are going to run yourself into the ground because you are going to have to be working overtime. Whether you're staying back at work to get the project done, or you are taking work home, or you are doing all-nighters. If you're a student, you're doing all-nighters to finish your projects and to meet your deadline. And the third reason I give to you today on why it is important for you to not procrastinate is that you will give a higher level of quality of work. And more than likely, I'm not saying this is across the board, and even if sometimes you do hit it on the head, majority of the time you do not produce a high level of quality work. And that is super important because that says a lot about you as an individual on just the quality of work that you produce. So bear that in mind the next time you decide to move a task or put off a task for another day. That ain't promised. So the third tip basically goes hand in hand with the first two. They kind of piggyback on each other, because if you are less stressed and if you aren't super tired because you have overloaded yourself with a lot of work, you are more inclined to produce a higher quality of work. I know for a fact that if I am in such a situation, and let's just say I have a project to do, because I am a student, as I've mentioned before, the first website or the first two websites or the first two papers that I find to give me some information, I take the information from those, and I may see the room for more research that I can do to improve my paper and to maybe expound on my point. But because I don't have a lot of time and because I am super tired and just done, I just submit the one-liner or the two-liner, let's just say, and not put in that energy, that work that is necessary to hit my point home. And that says a lot about me. And how that will say a lot about me? In the grade that I will receive. Granted, I may not fail, but I know that if I had just put in a little bit more work, what would have been an a B or a B plus could have been an A. You get me? It makes a difference. So my overarching encouragement to you guys is to not procrastinate, because when you procrastinate, you are basically wasting your time. You are spending time, using time, because time does not stop for anybody, and you can't get that time back, right? And this is a God-given gift, guys. It is a gift. It is a privilege to be here, breathing, alive and well, and you are able to accomplish every single thing that He has given you to accomplish, whether it be through your superiors or whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever God gives you to accomplish it, whether it be through an authoritative figure like a teacher or a boss, supervisor. When you get that work, do not procrastinate on getting it done. Execute, and execute well, because that says a lot about you. I'm not sure if you remember the parable of the talents. If not, I'll leave the reference here. It's actually Matthew 25 verses 14 to 30, and that goes through the story of the manager basically giving his workers talents to be good stewards of. One worker got 5 talents, another got 2 talents, and another worker got 1 talent. The first 2 workers who got 5 and 2 talents, they got a bulk of work to do, and they went out immediately and they started to do something productive with what they were given. They didn't idle. If you check the reference, it says that they went out immediately and put their talents to use, while the 1 talent man, he chilled. He basically procrastinated, and at the end of the day, he did not produce good quality. Yes, he may have kept that talent safe for his manager, but he had no work, and it showed a lot about him. And the end remarks of that manager was, "You lazy and wicked servant." He called the worker lazy. He didn't do anything with what he was entrusted in. So that is my overarching encouragement, is to use your God-given time wisely. What are you going to produce to God when He asks you, what have you done with the time that I've given you, among other things, because He's going to ask you other things, of course. But time is a gift that you have received. What are you going to show God? What are you going to tell God? You're going to give the long, elaborate explanation with nothing to show. God sees right through that, honey. And that is my encouragement to you guys, is to not procrastinate, especially with your time. Use your God-given time wisely, guys, and produce quality work. Keep the stress away, keep the burnout away, and produce high quality work by using your God-given time wisely. But that is all for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I really do appreciate your support here. Do leave a comment down below, and just share any experiences of you procrastinating, or how you have avoided procrastinating in the past. Just share your encouragement, share any tips. Let us all learn from each other, okay? And guys, I do blog. I have a blog that is called Tropical Tide. So if you type into your browser tropicaltide.com, you will be brought to my blog's homepage. I also produce content over there that is geared toward motivating and encouraging you to use your God-given time wisely and increase your productivity. Majority of resources I will also link on my blog posts. So do go and check that out, just for some written content that you can, read in your own time and be encouraged and motivated to take action. I am also on Instagram, guys. Why aren't we friends on Instagram? Why? If we are, thank you so much for following me on Instagram. If you aren't following me on Instagram, the link is in the description bar below. Go ahead. Like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to be alerted when a new video is posted on my channel.